Welcome to the II Preview Show with me, Davey B and Doncaster. We're going to be previewing this afternoon's meeting at Doncaster, which is live on SIS. As we've been starting off lately, let's start off with the current in-form and out-of-form trainers. Just bring that up. Jimmy Gaskin, 23 runners, 7 winners, just over 30% strike rate. Janice Simpson, 41 runners, 10 winners, just over 24% strike rate. Martin Haythorne, 38 runners, 9 winners, just over 23% strike rate. Current out-of-form trainers, Kenny Everett, 12 runners, no winners. Malcolm Windras, 18 runners, 1 winner. Alex Hopkins, 10 runners, 1 winner. That's based on a minimum of 10 runners in the last 14 days. And the stats are from Greyhound Stats UK. Check out the website. It's got great stats for trainers, greyhounds, open racing, the lot. Check it out. Dog Guesser, what do you think of today's card?
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit of a tricky card. There's a lot of tight races, a lot of races I won't get involved in. But you know, there's a couple of little gems in there, I think. Anyway, like I say, we'll get to them.
Yeah, let's get to it. Let's share the old card. So let's get into the action. Race 1 is an A3 over 483 metres. Fane Sissisur in 1, Killara Lark in 2, Log Hill Rover in 3, Ballyregan Bella in 4, the Sander Perry in 5, and Killara Havar in 6. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I've ended up siding with Killara Lark here. Look, Killara Lark's going to move off massively from the cans. It probably wants the 3 or the 4 box. The one's got a dream run, but for me, he just can't. The one can't go to the bend with the 2, so it need the 2 and the 3 to hit each other. The 3 is interesting. It's got a decent Irish card. It's broke 29 seconds at Shelburne Park. Looks like it can run against Boyle Sports Bingo and a few others in the sort of graded racing at Shelburne Park. But the trials at Doncaster have been underwhelming, really, for a dog. Now, I don't know whether that's just because Shelburne Park's quickened up a bit. I don't know, but I mean, you'd be disappointed if a 28.90 dog, was just an A3 at Doncaster. It's got a bad draw, so I couldn't fancy it today. But just for future reference, it's Irish cards there. The 5 will lead the 6 out wide. The 4 is a little bit of a. It's got a little bit of pace, but not enough to get clear. It doesn't really stay massively strong either. It's just like a bit of an all-round dog, though. But it'd have to be right up there with the pace. But yeah, I just think the 5 can stop the 6 getting a run. The 2 might go around. Well, the 2 is going to go around and lead, but it's just whether it's got its head on. If not, then something like the 6 could come over the top and collar him. But yeah, everything's about the 2 here. If the 2 wants to win, it will win.
So Dog Guesser's selection for race 1 is trap 2, Killara Lark. Race 2 is a A2 over 483 metres. Millcroft Magic in 1, Noddy's Blue Go in 2, Head It On Lenny in 3, Jumeirah Ranger in 4, Sligo Roma in 5, and in 6, a long road. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I've ended up siding with Millcroft Magic. It's not a race I want to bet in. Pretty much like the first race, to be honest. But I think Millcroft Magic will lead Noddy's Blue Goat to the corner. The 3's going to push off from the 3 box. Lenny actually pushed off from the 4 box last time. The 4's going to wedge in ever so slightly. The 5's last run was lifeless after it won an A1. Didn't show any pace. I've been back and revisited that A1. And maybe it's just not as impressive as a first fought. 6 might lead out wide, but I just think if the one gets up the inside and leads, and the 3 and 4 at each other, I think that'll be enough. I think Millcroft Magic would go close. I've got Magic about a 9 to 4, 5 to 2 chance. So there's no like juice at the prices or anything. So yeah, I wouldn't want to bet the race, but my selection is Millcroft Magic.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 2 is trap 1, Millcroft Magic. Race 3 is an A5 over 483 metres. Leitrim Rainbow in 1, Puckane Sky in 2, Knockglass Vixen in 3, Jumeirah Bloom in 4, Northcroft Frost in 5, and in 6, Mingler's Priory. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Well, I could play a bet here, but the problem is these are really bad dogs. Like the one I bet the one last time out, and it had a great draw, but it's absolutely paceless. Like it's a proper slow away boat type dog. Not Glass Vixen is the fastest, but she's a chasing type. She can do sort of 30, 50, 30, 60, 70 runs, which would be better than these. The 4's no chance. The 4 and awful the debut. The 5's a slow away type, and it won't be as good as the 3 anyway. Ming was Priory is a dog that would probably get on the skinnier, and it's a thinking dog as well, but it can do 30, 50, 30, 60. The problem is, it's as old as me. It's just one of them. I think the 2 could lead the inside here and go pretty well. It showed a little bit more last time. I think I'm not saying it's anything special by any stretch, but like when you look at the price of the 3 and the post at 10 to 11, and you look at the 8 to 1 about the 2, I know what I'd sooner be taking. The 3 probably is going to get some sort of run because it might even lead the 1, and the 1 will stay strong as well. But if the 6 gets on the skin and it messes about, it's going to set it up for not Glass Vixen. But yeah, I think the 2 might get on the skin here, or at least get on the inside and track the 6, and it might be able to go close. But I'd have to see what Betfair looks like. So I'm going to be with the 2, but again, it's not anything I'll be jumping into. But at 10 to 11, I want to take on Not Glass Vixen.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 3 is trap 2, Puckane Sky. Race 4 is a A2 over 483 metres. Springwell Fixer in 1, Night of Dreams in 2, Ballymac Scirocco in 3, Cherokee Chief in 4, Ballybunion Bill in 5, and in 6, Moneygal Bounce. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I when I first started doing this race, I really wanted to like the 6. There was a race a couple of starts ago in with Glitter G, where Moneygal Bounce was absolutely cursed not to win. Well, not to win. Sorry, not to win. It had gone very, very close. The problem with the dog is, it stays wide the run up. It's going to lead out wide here. The 4 is going to take a step to the right, and then sort of after about 10 yards, it's going to start darting for the rail. And it's got good early pace as well, Cherokee Chief. So I can't have anything on the inside really getting a run. And I think the 6 will follow the 4. The problem with the 6 is it wants to be on the rail at the third bend. Sort of wide down the back as well, and then it cuts into the rail at the third bend and runs a rails course. Very strange. Look, I do think, I'm not saying this is a really good thing or anything, but at the Racing Post price is at 11 to 2. That'd be ridiculous. I'd have it more 5 to 2 joint favourite with a 4. Springwell Fixer, I don't really think he's this class, even though the dog's running really well. The 2 will go up pretty straight. Scirocco's got pace as well, so could be a bit of a mess inside, and I think the 6 is guaranteed to lead out wide, and I think it's as strong as anything as well, and it's got very good back straight pace, so I'm hoping it'll set off the Cherokee Chief. So yeah, Moneygal Bounce for me.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 4 is trap 6, Moneygal Bounce. Race 5 is a B5 over 450 metres. Kilara Hagler in 1, Masher's Lass in 2, Dream on Bob in 3, Burnfoot Juliet in 4, Jumeirah Cross in 5, and in 6, Game Control. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Again, this is another race I didn't like. The 1 and the 2 have raced against each other, I think, the last 2, maybe 3 weeks or something. And they just keep taking each other's ground. They do each other at the corner every single time. Dream on Bob raced against the 6 last time, and Dream on Bob beat the 6 fair and square. I can't have the 6. I don't think it's running that well. I know it's an oldish dog, but it's just not running well at all. Jamira Cross has got very, very good early pace. It walked out the cans last time. The problem is the sectionals are telling me that it doesn't really trap. It went out like a light as well at about the 4th bend. But if it could get on the skin, it'd have a real good chance. So if the 1 and 2 do each other, I can't see any reason it doesn't get on the skin. It flew down the back as well, but then just, sort of didn't stay the trip. It was only a 6 at Newcastle, I think. But I'm going to take a chance with Jamira Cross. Again, at 11 to 2 in the post, I think that would be too big of a price. I won't want to go mad on this, but I just think tomorrow it might get on the skin and there could be trouble in scrimmaging in behind.
So Doncaster's selection in race 5 is trap 5, Jamira Cross. Race 6 is a B4 over 450 metres. Ballymac in 1, Corin Ollie in 2, Titanic Tip in 3, Jethro in 4, Burnfoot Blakey in 5, and in 6, Wanted Me Teddy. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I'm going to next best Burnfoot Blakey. If anyone's seen the last run where Titanic Tip and Blakey met, then they'll realise why. The dog just did everything wrong. He must have left 8 lengths on the track, flew down the back straight like a lunatic, and then flew home as well. The freezer dodge, it doesn't want to get on with it. The 1's a bit of a dodge as well. So I'm hoping that the free the last run as well cut into the rail, but the time before that it pushed off from the free. So I don't know what the free wants to do, but I'm hoping the 1 and 3 take each other on. They'll play goalkeeper for the 2. Jeffro hasn't really shown me anything, to be fair, and it's going to edge in ever so slightly. The 5 will just lead the 6 out wide, and all it needs is a crack at the 1 or the 3, and it will go past them like they're standing still. I think this is a perfect makeup for the 5. So yeah, I'm going to be with Burnfoot Blakey. It's only 7 to 4 in the post, but again, I think it's a winner. So yeah, next best Burnfoot Blakey.
So Doncaster's selection in race 6 is trap 5, Burnfoot Blakey, and that's his next best. Race 7 is a B3 over 450 metres. Tina's Turn in 1, Kilbarry Cream in 2, Tanner's Mat in 3, Molly Coddler in 4, George in 5, and in 6, Haven Flyer. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
Nothing. The problem here is George might lead, and we all know when George gets on the skin, he just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling. The 1's going to lead the 2, so I can't have the 2. The 3 is showing plenty actually at the minute. It's running really well. It's got more of its box. It's slow away. It stays well. It could get a run round here, but I couldn't. Off the form with George last week, I couldn't really have it. The 4's got pace. That'll be the only thing. The 4 might hold George up, but I don't think it will. I think George will get around the 4, to be honest. And Haven Flyer is not showing anything for me. I know the last run there, it's finished 3rd or something, but it was in a race that it probably should have been 2s on him. I'd want to be with George if I was going to be with anything. So yeah, I'll go for the Stainforth legend that is Big George.
So Doncaster's selection in race 7 is the legend that is George. Race 8 is a B3 over 450 metres. Wakiki Donna in 1, Moneygall Lad in 2, Millcroft Olivia in 3, Hunter's Miss It in 4, Polo Marco in 5, and in 6, Jamira Rebel. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
Well, the 14 to 1 in the post about Wakiki Donna is absolutely mental. It went up to the corner last time, got squeezed for room and got done. The crowded one doesn't do her justice. She's going to lead the 2. The 3's going to push off from the 3. And it just does not want to turn left milk off Olivia. She just doesn't want to turn the bend. Hunter's Missy has been running pretty well, but it's got a bad draw with the 3 inside. The 5 will probably lead wide. The 6 is a bit of a boat, but stays. But it's like one pace sort of staying. It's not like coming from the clouds type. It's just like a one pace dog. But the 5 will probably lead wide. I think the 1 could get on the skin here, and I think if it does, it might just show a little bit more than it has been. She was a good bitch with Kiki Donna. She was a B2 bitch. She's just coming back from sort of a spell off, and a season date's probably been a reasonable time off. So, I'm hoping she could do like a 28-30, but the 2's got a real chance to get a run on the inside with the 3 pushing off and not closing the door at the bend. So, I'd be with 1 or 2, but at 14-1, just inject that into my veins, and I will take Kiki Donna.
So Doncaster's selection in race 8 is trap 1, Wakiki Donna. Race 9 is a D3 over 275 metres. Ballymac Rita in 1, Tidy Up Jane in 2, Host in 3, Ballymac Doyle in 4, Eden Raven in 5, and in 6, Black Scorpio. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
Nap time, baby. I'm going to nap Ballymac Rita. The 4 was, it's done a decent trial there, but it's normally a slow away type. It's got pace over the sprints, but nothing in this sort of class. I mean, Ballymac Rita at one point was on a 5-timer, something, beating Chieftain Snow, and now she's running against bloody Host, Ballymac Doyle, Eden Ravens, Black Scorpio types. Like do me a favour. The last time the 1 and the 2 met, they were drawn the opposite way round. And that's the key to Rita. She's such a different bitch out of the red. And she's got the red today. And she showed more pace than Tidy Up Jane as well. For me, there's only 2 runners in the race, and that's the 1 and the 2. And I think the 1 is an absolute good thing here. I think it wins. A 17:31 reproduced from the day beating Chieftain Snow will be far too much for these. The 2 can run a bit, but I just don't see, barring doing anything stupid at the start, I don't see how this one gets chinned. I've got it in. I've got her in slightly odds on, and I still might be too big at 5-6. The 5-2 in the post is going to get absolutely smashed off the boards when sort of bet 365 and all them go up. So, looks the 4-6 I can't have, the 3 I can't have. The 5 off its old form possibly, but didn't show enough last time for me. They run against each other the last night. Millendulk. So for me, it's going to be Ballymac Rita. She's my nap. I think she wins.
So Doncaster's selection in race 9 is trap 1, Ballymac Rita, and that's his nap. Race 10 is a B4 over 450 metres. Devon Ranger in 1, Santro Bella in 2, Barbershop in 3, 009 in 4, Clearway Vicky in 5, and in 6, Burnfoot Duke. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
My pick's going to be Santro Bella, but I'm not betting the race. It's basically the Dodge Derby. The 3's messing about. The 4's messed about in the past. The 5's probably going to be a bit iffy. The Clearway dog, from what I've seen, I'm not 100% sure it will be, but I've just got me inklings about it. Burnfoot Duke's all early pace doesn't stay. The 1's got pace and doesn't stay massively strong. So even though it did stay a little bit stronger last time, so the 1 and the 6 are probably going to set the pace, and there's going to be a lot of chasers in behind. Like the 3's got good pace actually, but it's going to mess around. I think the 2 with any sort of run will win, but I don't know where that run comes from. That's the problem. It's going to have traffic. But yeah, Santro Bella for me, but it's the Dodge Derby, but I expect the 2 to go close.
So Doncaster's selection in race 10 is trap 2, Santro Bella. Race 11 is a B5 over 450 metres. Moss Millet in 1, Culmoan Prince in 2, Rising Luna in 3, Brennan's Natasha in 4, Final Slate in 5, and in 6, bit of a thing. Dog guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to be with Brennan's Natasha for Billy Brennan. Look, it's not a race I'm mad keen on. The 3's going to cut into the rail. The last night, the 4 was, really badly drawn. The 2's an absolute boat. The 1 won't hold the 3. The 3 might get on the skin here, but I thought the only 2 runners were the 3 and the 4. The 5 the 5 had been running horrendous, but it run a lot better the last time. The 6 for me isn't really that class. And you have to lead, and that's been known to mess about in the past as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with the 4. I think it showed enough last time. It has got some nice early pace, so I'm hoping that she can sort of get on the skin and go and do her run. But them 28, 70s and 80s, that'd probably win this race. But equally, there's only 2 runners, the 3 and the 4 for me. So I bet the 4 favourite and the 3 second then.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 11 is trap 4, Brennan's Natasha. Race 12 is a B5 over 450 metres. Santro Lillet in 1, Mulcair Dawn in 2, Miss Amy in 3, Crackaway Willow in 4, Marfield Berta in 5, and in 6, Fagan Sapphire. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I've gone with Santro Lily. She is a bitch that's been very, very, very unlucky the last few runs. Look, she might be just one of them dogs who'll find a way to keep getting beat, but I don't think she is. The 2 hasn't got any pace, so I think the 1 will lead the 2. The 3 misses the break massively every week, so it's going to lead around the inside. The Willow dog is a complete and utter screw. The 5 will lead out wide and set a pace, and I just think even though the 4 is a complete screw, I think if the 1's in the clear, I think that'll be enough, and I think the 1 would win. But the 5 could equally nick it off the front. The 5's going to take a step right out the cans, and the 6 is going to take a step in. So the 5 and 6 might even hit each other. So it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility that the 1 goes round in front here. I've got it about 7-4. That could be too big, even, to be honest, but that's what I've stuck with because it's a dog that just finds a way to get beat. So yeah, Santro Lily for me, and I think she might even get close to going on the skin.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 12 is trap 1, Santro Lily. Race 13 is a B4 over 450 metres. Pretty Tess in 1, World Apart in 2, Burnfoot Roxy in 3, Zara's Genie in 4, Genie's Duke in 5, and in 6, Indian Lad. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I am with Sarah's Genie. I think this is another of the better things. I know the form doesn't look anything spectacular on paper, but the 3's going to dive for the rail. The 2's going to move off ever so slightly. The 1's just not good enough, in my opinion. Even though it's going to have a solo up the rail, the 2 pushed off from 3 last time. It was the only time it ever canned. The season date's getting right on it, but the only problem with it, I just don't think it's quick enough. And I think the 2 and 3 hit each other. I think the 4's a certainty to lead out wide. The 5's a boat. The 6 is a boat. But we'll just plod on around the outside, the pair of them 2. They could even get in each other's way, them 2. And I just think the 4 will lead wide, and I think it'll win. I've got it in about 6-4. The 11-2 in the post is just, again, it's a pulp. I know no one can get these prices, but there might be some 7-2 on the machine. And if there is, just take it, because for me, this looks one of the better things on the card. So yeah, Sarah's Genie.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 13 is trap 4, Sarah's Genie. Race 14 is a B2 over 450 metres. Dungannon Trader in 1, Walkaway Demi in 2, Furlough Frankie in 3, Anna Blake in 4, Burns Knight in 5, and in 6, Bungee. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I've sided with Anna Blake here. I thought the 4 had the best pace in the race. I didn't think the 5 had any early pace from what I could see on debut. 6 and 4 raced each other the last time, and it was pushing out from 3, and it was unlucky not to get round. I think it has better pace than 6. I mean, the one I thought would have more early pace than what it did coming from Sunderland, and it doesn't. It's, she's quite slow away. The one's running pretty well, actually, but I mean, the 28.04 on the card's a complete lie. The 3 dog is more pushing in, I think. Thurlow, Frankie. It can obviously run. I know Calvert's gave it a mention on thingy, but I would be with their other one here, Anna Blake. I think it's better drawn. I think it's guaranteed to lead out wide. And if it leads out wide, I think it might get on the skin. But I'd have it out of 4 and 3.
So Doncaster's selection in race 14 is track 4, Anna Blake. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you click that subscribe button.